Welcome to the sports show and the eventful end of 2014 as we look back to this past week and beyond. Mike, Max, Patrick, Royce, Lavelle E. Neal back from all these baseball meetings and all the, I don't know what these things. All these things that you attend.
Whenever we play the Bears, we have to have a Bears expert.
Yes.
It's nice to see you too,
Now
Sid.
it becomes a two-man show. Ricey and...
Okay, I'll start with you then. You'll be our leadoff man. Remember you used to say our leadoff
give
man.
me a break.
Yeah. Tell me about the Vikings game today, the way you saw it through your capable and veteran eyes.
Well, the Bears aren't very good. The Vikings aren't very good. You take Greenway out of the lineup on top of all the other guys.
Although Audie Cole played very well today.
I was going to say it.
He did. He got 11 tackles. But the game didn't mean anything. The Vikings couldn't make 3rd and 1. They couldn't make 4th and 1. And they won the game 13-9. And Thielen made 2 great plays, and then he made a great defensive play.
Yeah, he did. That guy was gone.
That kid is, got to give Rip Spielman and the scouts pretty good credit. That kid was on, didn't make any All-American teams, didn't even make the All-State team. In Detroit Lakes, he played on...
yeah, in fact, he was the last-minute walk-on at Minnesota State Mankato, and there he sits, yeah.
So a guy like that turns out to be one of their best players.
Patrick and I could have told you there's a lot of good athletes in outstate Minnesota. So, Patrick, did they take a step forward this year? What happened?
Well, I think there's hope for the quarterback, and their defense certainly played a lot better. But, hey, 7 wins against 7 losing teams that won, 37... 37, figured this out, 37, 74, and 1. The teams they played.
Right?
Yeah, the teams they beat were, lousy teams. They they didn't beat a good team. Well, my old friend Bob Verdi once wrote of the Chicago Bears, the Bears did not beat a good team all season, including the games in which they beat themselves. I think that applies to the Vikings.
Lavelle, you're a longtime Bears fan. How did you see today's game?
It was rough, Mike, because big surprise, I was at Allery's watching the game. And whenever the Vikings scored, the Bears fans were cheering because they wanted a better draft pick. So it kind of had like a preseason game feel to it.
It did kind of have a preseason feel.
Yep.
Some guys trying to prove themselves for next year and stuff, that kind of a thing.
Wondering, there's going to be bloodletting, tomorrow in Lake Forest, and who's going to get fired, who stays. It's just been a disaster of a year.
Patrick?
And you know what made it a real celebration for Viking fans? Hundreds of them had their cars towed.
Because of snow emergency. They didn't do that.
100!
They didn't do that.
Really? I was talking to somebody at the paper. There's guys who've been waiting 3 hours. There's so many Viking fans in line waiting to get their cars.
What a pathetic joke. What a statement about the city of Minneapolis that you grew up in. That they're towing cars for Viking fans unsuspecting that didn't know about the snow emergency.
The snow was this thick.
Revenue drive.
Yeah, and what a joke.
Revenue drive.
What a joke that they'd tow all those cars.
Is this the only game they pulled them?
Well, it's the only time we had a snow emergency.
Snow emergency.
Oh, emergency.
Yeah.
But you get guys driving in from Anoka and St. Cloud
They don't
and
know.
Hutchinson. They don't know. They just park where they always park.
Yeah.
Zoop, out of there.
I smell a revenue drive.
I think Ziggy should pick up the tab.
Vikings should pay their fine.
Yes, way to go, Sid. You and I agree.
Yeah, they're throwing in money left and right for the stadium.
You should pay their fine.
Throw some at the common man, So do you think the Vikings, last year at this time compared to this year at this time, what's the difference in the Minnesota Vikings?
Well, they've improved. I think they got a few pretty good players. For instance, they got the kid from UCLA, even though he got hurt. They got looks like they got a quarterback who's certainly improved over what they had before. They didn't have Adrian Peterson, which hurt them a lot. The offensive line, they lost 3 guys, and they still defend them pretty good today against not a very good defensive line. But I think they vastly improved over last year. I think that the draft has vastly improved, and I think the draft will be vastly improved next year. But they got a tough schedule next year on the road, boy. They play at Arizona. They play at San Francisco. They play at, where else they play?
Seattle?
Yeah, but Sid, You never know, because this year New Orleans is supposed, now they lost to them, but New Orleans ended up being a dog. And you think, you know, well, that's an impossible game. You never know. Atlanta, well, they're supposed to be good.
Now they're going to fire their coach,
It's not who you play, but when you catch them.
Yeah.
Or if somebody's hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They do get to play the Bears twice, though.
I know. I think we've got last place locked down next year.
Yes, you do.
The Bears might go out and spend a lot of money. Although the funny part of it is they spent a lot more than the Vikings spent last year. Signed Gerard Allen, signed a few other guys.
Okay, so here's a broad question over the last few years that's kind of changed every few months. How good a job has Rick Spielman done over the last few years? Because some people that we thought were going this way have gone that way, and vice versa.
I think he's tied to Bridgewater. Bridgewater better be good, else, you know, if they need another quarterback.
He got
if
two
they need another quarterback
right?
2 years from now, I think he's hurting. And, you know, Cordero Patterson turning out to be a bust. Khalil might be a bust. You know, he's had some good picks.
Yeah.
You know, he's had some real good picks, but he's had, you know,
and the decision.
If you get the 4th overall pick in the draft, actually the 3rd overall pick, and he's a bust, that's bad.
Who got the 4th overall?
I said Khalil. He had Khalil. If he turns out to be a bust, that's not good on the resume.
No. Yeah, and he made the decision to keep Griffin and let Allen go, which turned out to be a good one.
Yeah,
so
that was
there have been some good ones, too. Sidney, how do you assess Spielman?
Well, I think he's done a pretty good job. I think he's made the club much younger. But unfortunately for him, the Packers just do everything the right way. Let me tell you,
watched that again today. He might have got hurt for a while, but as long as they got Aaron Rodgers, that is a different game they play.
Yep. Barr, Xavier Rhodes, Harrison Smith. 3 good acquisitions last few years. They're putting together the core of a very good defense.
But my point is, Aaron Rodgers needs. I don't even know if he knows who the receivers are. Just show up and I'll get you the ball, kind of thing.
Now, not only is he better than Brett Favre, he's just as tough as Brett Favre. He's out there with one leg, winning the game today.
Oh, and Aikman had to pull the Willis Reed card during the broadcast about him coming back in the game.
Can I get a word in?
Yes. Don't worry about me.
He can scramble 10 times better than Art Farr.
Well, he's not even scrambles. He just waits and waits and waits.
Man,
Take a break, come back, stay with us.
The Sports Show is brought to you in part by Canterbury Park 24/7 Card Club. Don't forget the Card Club at Canterbury Park. Cambria, makers of quality quartz surfaces. Ticket King. For the best price on tickets anywhere, try Ticket King. And Soundpoint Audiology. Life is worth hearing.
Quality. It's the result of shared values. The joy found in an honest day's work. Respect for true American craftsmanship and the need, not the want, to get things right. It's the result of remembering your roots, being forever humbled by how far you've traveled and forever hungry to push on further. Quality is a result. Quality is who we are. Cambria. Family owned, American made.
You're watching CW-23.
It's the end of the year. Time to reflect on your accomplishments. At Chevrolet, we've had quite a few. In fact, this year we've won more awards than any other car company. And it's not too late to reward yourself at the Chevy year-end event. Hurry, it all ends January 2nd.
Qualified lessees can get the best offer of the year on this 2015 Chevy Equinox LT. Hurry, the Chevy year-end event ends January 2nd. Visit ChevyDealOnline.com.
It's Family Leisure's After Christmas sale.
Huge savings store-wide. Spas from $12.99. Save hundreds, even thousands on display model pool tables. Sectional sofas and massage chairs are priced to move. Hot deals on summer items, too.
After Christmas sale going on now at Family Leisure.
Diamonds, the jewelry exchange, has thousands guaranteed the lowest price. 1 carat solitaires are $5.99, 1.5 carat $9.90, and 1 carat studs are $3.99. Free setting and no interest for 12 months. Don't miss these deals. The Jewelry Exchange in Eagan.
Get ready for some German-engineered holiday excitement at the Volkswagen Sign Then Drive event. Right now, for practically just your signature, you can drive home for the holidays in a new Volkswagen, like the sporty, advanced new Jetta and the precisely engineered Passat TDI. Ah, the gift of clean diesel. For the new Volkswagen on your list this year, just about all you need is a pen. Festive, isn't it?
Hurry into the Sign Then Drive event and get a $500 New Year's bonus on select new Volkswagen models. Offer ends January 2nd.
See why more people are coming to Audi than ever before at Audi Minneapolis. Experience the legendary performance and handling of an A4 2.0 T Quattro. Lease yours for only $379 a month. Plus, Audi Minneapolis will make your first month's payment. Or try out the luxury and power of an A6. Lease for just $499 a month. The Summer of Audi event at Audi Minneapolis on 394 at General Mills Boulevard and at AudiMinneapolis.com.
Main Street is filled with hopes and dreams. The only thing you need is the right partner. The beacon of light that shines, that says we are in this together. That is Beacon Bank. Locally owned and community committed. They understand what you need. And they are your personal answer. Your friend in business and in life. Allow the folks at Beacon Bank to be a part of your life because they make dreams come true. Beacon Bank, it's a member of the FDIC and an equal housing lender.
Looking for a nice, big, juicy rack of ribs?
Fabulous chops, huge steaks, and the Buddy Bowl? Then J.D. Hoyt's is the place for you. Hoyt's opened in 1983, and Mike Andrews and his partner John White have kept this Minnesota tradition at the top of the food chain. Managing owner Pat Montague gives us a tour.
At J.D. Hoyt's, enjoy a relaxed atmosphere, great food, friendly service, private dining room, second to none happy hour, just blocks from the new ballpark.
Located at 394 in North Washington. Locally owned, nationally known. Hoyt's.
Stop by there the other night, J.D. Hoyt. Stop by there this holiday season. Got a big to-do going on New Year's Eve. Anytime you're in downtown Minneapolis, it's the place to go before you go or after you go to that event in downtown Minneapolis. Welcome back to the sports show. The Gophers are at the Citrus Bowl. They released Donovan Jones today, a receiver that I don't think they have big plans for in the future.
Well, it don't surprise me too much. He must have done something that caused that to do it. And they happen to have four of the best redshirt wide receivers they've had all year. He's been kicking himself in the rear end all year, not all year, but since the middle of the year, that he didn't bring some of those guys back, especially one of them.
You mean it lift the red shirt on is what you mean?
4.3, 4.4 40.
Yep.
And it's been eating up those defensive backs in practice. I've seen some of it. So he don't need this guy next year. Apparently the guy wasn't going to come back next year, and he decided to get rid of him.
Something happened Friday.
Yeah.
They said it's a violation
of team rules.
I don't know, you know.
And he had
they
a
were
previous
running.
problem.
I hope he didn't do anything untoward with Minnie Mouse because they were out of business. I hope he didn't. I hope he didn't put his arm around Minnie Mouse or something.
I had a nice talk with the chief of police of the Dinkytown, not this Viking game, the last game. They haven't had one single police steal all year. And
what did he attribute that to?
The way he knows how to handle the thing. They know they better not do anything, or no matter how good they are, in his case, they'll be gone.
Okay. Patrick, give me your take on the Citrus Bowl, what this means.
It's a good ball game for them, and they got a good opponent. You know, I'd rather play Missouri than some of those other teams that you know, I'd rather play Missouri than Auburn, which Wisconsin ended up with. So, yeah, I think it's good. I think they'll beat Missouri because, you know, last time the Gophers played the team that lost the SEC title game, Arkansas, back in the day, they didn't show up, and the Gophers kicked the hell out of them and ran it down their throats.
I was here the day they beat Alabama.
Yeah, no, that was a 6-5 Alabama team coming off probation. But,
Coach Shula, yeah.
But I got a hunch the Gophers will want to win with more enthusiasm than Missouri.
Okay. You know, I think.
But Illinois lost to Louisiana Tech.
Well, we lost to them 4 years ago and gave up 45 points to them, so it's not a surprise. It was just an achievement just to get to a bowl game. You watched the way Illinois played that game. They shot themselves in the foot, made mistakes. They had a fumble in the second half, then fumbled it back, got blown out on the water in 2 long plays. Had a chance to get the Big Ten off to a fast start in bowl season.
Do you like this championship series?
No, it's not enough for me. I think what's going to happen, they'll end up expanding it to 8.
Before the show, we were talking about Jim Harbaugh going to Michigan for maybe $8 million a year. What does that do to the Big Ten?
Well, it's going to make him tougher. I think he'll get the great recruits at Michigan. One thing he'll have, for some reason, Hoke didn't have the support of a lot of the big money guys and big boosters and all that stuff for some reason that dated back to when he was an assistant coach there. And Harbaugh will get all those guys together. He'll give Orville Meyer all he wants.
Orville's a good coach.
Okay, hey, if he stays 10 years, if they both stay 10 years, it's Woody and Bo all over.
Yeah,
it is, no
Big
doubt.
Ten Network should have paid part of his salary, Patrick.
Oh, yeah, this is fantastic.
Yeah.
This is fantastic for the Big Ten. It gets them back on the front burner, and Michigan, Ohio State's going to be huge in a couple of years. It's funny, though, I was writing a piece on the 61 Rose Bowl, and that was the year Ohio State. I ran across this Woody quote. Ohio State is beating Michigan 48-14 in the middle of the fourth quarter, and they go for 2. And they said to Woody, "Why'd you go for 2?" He says, "Because the rules do not allow me to go for 3." That's what Michigan and Ohio State's going to be like again with these two.
Let me ask you about the other Gopher team, Gopher basketball. There has just been no compelling reason to go to Williams Arena to watch them, nor to draw a conclusion about how good they are or not.
Here's the point. Everybody wants them to play better opponents, and they should play better opponents. They played Wake Forest, they played St. John's.
Because they had to.
They played Louisville, that's all they played.
Not them here, though.
Well, one of the problems they got is if you're North Carolina, if you're Louisville, if you're Duke, if you're Kansas, you can get those TV games and get home games.
Okay, let me raise my hand. Why can't Iowa
can...
State and the Gophers work something out where every year they ride the bus to one place or the other and play?
Yeah. Ohio State today or yesterday played Wright University.
Sure, at the end of the non-conference schedule.
Everybody does it, but the point is, nobody wants them to. We know North Carolina and Duke aren't going to come here unless we win the Big Ten and it's part of the ACC. Now, next year you get the Big East Challenge, too. That might help. You get at least one game. But, yeah, we want Iowa State. We want Marquette. Get one of them to come on over and play.
But these teams try to set up for success, you know, and they end up getting burned. Michigan State lost at home to Texas Southern.
They won't play them.
Well, I don't know.
They say they play Iowa, so they won't play. Same way in football.
By the way,
they've been trying to get them in football. The athletic director says, well, we play Iowa, we play one Big Ten team. We're not playing two Big Ten teams.
I spent some time with Tyus Jones this week. Is he loving life at Duke? He says this is better and bigger and better than I ever thought it was. You watch him at all?
Yeah, he's great.
Looks like he's playing high school again.
But he won't turn pro. I'll tell you what will turn pro. That center on that team is the best player in the country.
Well, it was a pretty good week last week for all three of them. Rashad Vaughn, Reed Travis, and too bad we didn't want them. Too bad we didn't want those guys. Why didn't we get those guys?
McCurra kid scored 11 points in 90 seconds for Xavier a couple weeks ago. You get those 4, it's over. It might not be the Fab Five, Lavelle, but it's serious.
Protect your borders.
Hey, we got Josh Martin. He was pretty good.
The Sports Show is brought to you in part by Allery's, the original St. Paul sports bar, now with 65 beers on tap.
Ever wonder, why do I hear but not understand? Scientists at Cambridge University discovered the answer. Inside your cochlea, there are thousands of tiny hearing hair cells. Poor hearing occurs when regions of these hair cells die. Amplifying a dead region with hearing aids makes you hear worse, not better. The result of this study is a hearing clarity breakthrough. Using standard test equipment, dead regions of your cochlea are identified. Then, a new type of frequency-shaping hearing aid is programmed to bypass the dead regions. Only your usable hearing hair cells receive amplification. Brilliant. A local study is underway. 100 citizens with hearing problems are needed to receive this testing and then wear the tiny device for 10 days, recording your results. Call now to see if you qualify. Volunteers may keep the product at a special discount if they desire. Don't miss this opportunity. Call now.
Thanks for watching CW-23.
In a world full of compromise, the Audi A3 takes a different path. Get uncompromised design, the style and presence of Audi in a lighter, smaller form, uncompromised performance, a lightning-quick turbocharged engine, and race-bred S-tronic transmission. Uncompromised luxury with standard leather seating and panoramic sunroof. Lease your A3 for only $299 a month. Plus, during the Summer of Audi event, Audi Minneapolis will make your first payment. Stay uncompromised. Audi Minneapolis.
Audi Minneapolis, stop on by, see Charlie and the gang right off of General Mills Boulevard. Get that tax deduction before 2015. Patrick?
Let me say this. It does amaze me that Patino wasn't able to get into those guys now that we built him that nice practice facility there at the Beerman
boom, you got a practice
that
facility
beautiful
and everything.
practice facility we built for
Who's building that?
Oh, the
He's
one
talking, they've got one across from the
across
office.
the hall there, that beautiful practice facility they got for him.
You
Put
think-
up some
I
nice
think
curtains.
quietly kind of.
I think they got a nice practice facility
well,
right now. They fixed up that gym. They really fixed up that
And they
gym.
put paper on the windows so you can't see them.
New locker rooms.
I think
they made a lot of improvements in there.
The Timberwolves. You've been defending them. There's not. I don't see where in 3 years they're going to be any better.
You don't like Saunders.
I don't dislike him. I'm just saying.
Got 3 of your best players gone. They got no players to put on the floor. I think in the future they're building. Wigan can play. I'm not so sure 2 years from now Wigan won't be better than Love. I watched that Love. He still got some figures, but he never watches anybody. And he will be, in my opinion, he will not be in Cleveland next year. He'll be in L.A. You watch and see. He's not happy. He's not getting the ball there. And they're not winning.
They're not winning.
But this has looked
They
worse.
won 12 out of 15, I think.
This has looked worse than people imagine. I thought they were going to take a step back, but watching them give up the middle of the lane as much as they do.
Their defense is awful.
It's unbelievable.
And even we were talking about Shabazz being better, but talk about not watching anybody's in Shabazz. But here's the problem. They cannot learn anything about playing basketball, and they cannot improve for the future until they get Rubio back, who can maybe get them to play a form of basketball that makes some sense. Right now, it's absolute chaos.
I agree with that.
They need...
Let's go back a little bit here. People say, watching Gold. If they had Golden State's team, they'd sell at Target Center every night. I mean, and they could have drafted Curry, and they could have drafted Klay Thompson, and they could have had them with Love.
Right.
I mean, this organization, when you watch Golden State the other night, how many people have they passed on? They could have the same team as Golden State right now.
Like he said, when Rubio comes back,
this isn't about
it'll be a
Rubio.
different team.
Big picture, Sid.
If they could have drafted Curry and Thompson, and you watch that and you go, that could be the Wolves.
Their personnel decisions have been sketchy.
Right.
Taking Johnny Flynn instead of Steph Curry might be the worst decision. That was David Kahn.
No, yeah, I know.
That might be the worst decision in the history
What's
of the
the worst
NBA.
decision?
Taking Johnny Flynn instead of Steph Curry might be the worst decision
How about
in history.
taking that Cousins?
Yeah, that's not
That's
too
what I'm
good
saying.
either.
That's as bad as the Twins not drafting Mike
Golden
Messina and
State
taking
could
Todd
be
Ritchie
the
instead.
Timberwolves right now.
Yeah.
You know?
And Cousins and Steve Curry, they'd be a pretty good team right now.
What did I just say? Jeepers. How about the Wild? You seem concerned about the Wild losing close games.
I'm very concerned.
What's it?
Breaks my heart.
You know,
They have now lost more than they've won, though.
I know.
16 wins, 17
Did you see
losses.
that goal last night, Patrick? The game winner?
No.
But they gave up a shorty right before.
I'm sure they did. But they've got to forget about that game yesterday. How often are you going to lose on a puck that's going to bounce off the back of the goal, come back over and hit your goalie's name, and then drop it to the net?
Well, this is the only thing that can cure them. I think Russo has got to go in there, as much as this is bothering him, and stand on the Wild insignia.
No!
Oh, my God! And say, I ain't moving until you guys get off your dead rear ends, because all these guys worry about is if somebody stands on the carpet. They don't care
For people
about
not
anything
familiar, that's in the locker room. There's a
there's a
logo,
Wild insignia.
and no one can step on
And if you happen to walk
That's across the
across
league.
it,
That's in every team in the league in hockey. Yeah.
pedophiles don't get punished as badly as people who walk across the Wild
Sat
logo.
here, and he knows more about hockey than you. you 10 times more than me.
Louis.
They needed goaltending, and they have terrible goaltending.
You know what
Louis said the other day he wouldn't trade for a goalie. He said he wouldn't trade for a goalie. Wouldn't trade a young player.
They were honestly really thinking that Josh Harding might be going this way and maybe saves the day after Christmas. Now he gets a concussion again. He's out. Take a break, come back, stay with us.
The Sports Show is brought to you in part by Case Law. For all your legal needs, not your typical law firm. Griffin Bail Bonds. It's better to know us and not need us than to need us and not know us. And Edge Marketing and Promotional Products. From T-shirts to swag, featuring over 100,000 products. We can put your logo on anything.
If you guys could go on a free shopping spree anywhere, where would you go? I'd go to the grocery store. Pizza, ice cream. I'd go shop for clothes. You know where I go? I go to Ticket King. Ticket King! At Ticket King, you can buy great seats for the Vikings, Christian Thunder, the Wild, Zach Parise, the Timberwolves, and of course the Twins. We love the Twins. Yes, this is where I go. Vikings, Twins, Wild, Timberwolves, Gophers, theater, and concerts too. Justin Bieber! Hey, I like him first. For details, go to ticketkingonline.com. Any ticket, anytime, anywhere. It's the real thing. It's Ticket King. Right, Dad?
Couldn't have said it any better myself.
That's for sure.
You're watching CW-23.
Main Street is filled with hopes and dreams. The only thing you need is the right partner. The beacon of light that shines, that says we are in this together. That is Beacon Bank. Locally owned and community committed. They understand what you need. And they are your personal answer. Your friend in business and in life. Allow the folks at Beacon Bank to be a part of your life because they make dreams come true. Beacon Bank, it's a member of the FDIC and an equal housing lender. Beacon Bank, responsive, reliable, reassuring, and the best in the business. Bob Weiss running the whole thing. It's a great place to do business and develop a relationship right here in the Twin Cities and in Duluth. Welcome back to the Sports Show. Lavelle E. Neal, you spend most of your time covering the Minnesota Twins. You've been to winter meetings. You've been in all these places. We got the Fall League, too. I don't know.
That's right.
So what do we got?
You know, I like a couple of moves they made. I think, you know, Torrey's a solid move, although I'm kind of torn a little bit because I'm trading for how much he's got left versus the influence we have in the clubhouse. I think Irvin Santana will be solid for 2 years. I'm worried about the last 2 years of that contract. And Tim Stauffer, who they just signed, I hope they don't make him a start. To give him a chance to start, he should be in the bullpen. He averages 4 strikeouts a game when he starts, 6.5 to 7 when he's a reliever. I think keep him in the bullpen.
I got a question for you. How come the low budget and the middle budget teams, the Padres, the White Sox, the Twins, are spending money like drunken sailors? What happened? Where's this new money coming from?
Okay, here's my theory on the White Sox. Jerry Reinsdorf collapsed at the Hall of Fame ceremony during that week. And I saw him the next day, and he said, I'm glad I'm alive. I'm thinking Reinsdorf's at the point now where he's like, look, I want to win. Let's do some stuff here, and let's go for it a little bit. I don't know what has gotten into the Padres.
Hey, who's A.J. Przinsky going to play for next?
He signed with the Braves.
He did?
He has signed with the Atlanta Braves. So it's pretty interesting.
Reinsdorf's kid is running the team behind the scenes. And he, not like the old man, he got sick and tired of losing. That Williams is no longer general manager. They brought in a new general manager. Who's his Kahn?
Rick Kahn. But Rick Kahn was Kenny Williams' assistant.
With David Kahn.
Rick Kahn was assistant to Kenny Williams. Williams got kicked upstairs.
We got to go, guys. Good to see you again, Big Al.
Great to be back.
Yeah. Join us again next week on the Sports Show.
What is with you?
In part by Canterbury Park 24/7 Card Club. Don't forget the Card Club at Canterbury Park. Cambria, makers of quality quartz surfaces. Ticket King. For the best price on tickets anywhere, try Ticket King. And Soundpoint Audiology. Life is worth hearing.